rocking East Tennessee High School Sports Podcast, bringing you all the exclusive interviews with some of the hottest players coming out of high school and the coaches from around the country here. Make sure you like and share this podcast and stay tuned in each week. But enough of this, let's get it.
Welcome to In the Lab.
Coach Wright.
Coach O.
We're here at AE with Coach Denard.
Bertram.
Bertram,
right?
Yeah.
Bertram. I'm sorry about that. I appreciate you coming on the
I messed
show.
up with little Devin when I coached him.
Yeah.
What's going on, Coach?
Nothing much. Just tuning up for a big time game tomorrow night against Knox Central.
Nonsense.
Knox Central got a new coach too, right?
They do. They do. Coach Huey, Marcus Huey.
Okay.
This is year 2, right? At
Year
the
2,
helm, right?
yes, sir.
How did you feel after year 1 overall? You know, a lot of people from Knoxville didn't know who you was as a coach. You know, because you know mostly been in Rome County. Tell us about your first year at News.
I felt like it was a successful year. Like you said, not many people knew me, so there was a lot of the unknown going on, and the buzz going around. Who was this guy we bought in from the country? I'm sure there was somebody in the city that we could have bought in. The biggest thing was it was on the fly. We got hired like 3 days before school started, so there was no summer. I didn't know who anybody was. I'd heard a few names, but I didn't know anybody.
Right.
So we worked to acquire staff and was blessed to get DeAndre Matthew, who is still with us. Everybody knows him, Dre. Everybody knows his story. Great player here, has done some good stuff, and we got him, and then we hired new again this year. But that was the first thing to acquire staff. Next thing was to make everything better than it was when we got here. So we went in, and man, it was a whole lot of cleaning and throwing things away, just trying to make it look the part from, you know, the way they walked into the locker room, you know, that it was a clean locker room, taught them the importance of that. And we believe that when you do those things right, it trickles onto the court.
Yes, sir.
And then, you know, when we go on, you know, last year, opening night, we took a horrible loss. We took a 20-point loss to Knoxville Apostolic, and not taking anything away from those guys. They had 3 players that were pretty good players. And, you know, we went in and, you know, we felt like we were all East. They were going to be scared, and that's the parity of basketball now. Everybody has guys that can play. We went in and we didn't spook them with our athleticism or anything. And so from that point, we went there. Then we won a few games over in the Alcoa Thanksgiving tournament, which we just came off of this year. And then we lost to Knoxville West by 12 at West. And that was a game where we suspended 3 starters. We had to show them that discipline was key. And from then on, we kind of bought in and we went in. But, you know, it was an up and down season through suspensions and those guys realizing what it takes to play in a program. You know, we started out. Everybody looks at the end result. We went 23-10, lost by 1 point in a sub-state game that we should have won to White County. But, you know, at one point we were 0-4 in our district. 0-4. And so then, you know, we were in desperation mode. And I told the guys every single day, and the way I told them, I said, so if weather came and we was going into the tournament and the tournament couldn't be played, you're automatically eliminated from region contention. And so I told them, you know, every game's a playoff game. We've got to win out, and we did. We ended up winning out, getting the 2nd seed, and of course, you know, we finished 2nd to Fulton, who was the eventual state champion. We lost to them in the district championship, in the tournament, and the region championship. You know, we had 4 really good games with those guys, and we just wasn't able to take it to the next level with them. But that's the difference between, I told him, being on a good team and being in a program. Coach Wright has done a good job. You know exactly what to expect. You're going to get toughness, man defense. Those guys are going to be the first to the floor. They're going to take care of the basketball. You know, just those type of things. And that's what we're trying to accomplish here, because I'll say it, and you know, it doesn't bother me to say it. I'd say it on national TV. This school traditionally has been the best athletic school in the city. Everybody has always chased them. Now has it taken a little nosedive here of late? It has. But we still have good players here. We still have good community support. This is still a good school. So we're trying to get it back to the prominence that it belongs to.
Yes, sir. You know, coming in year 2, you know, you're sitting at 3-2. You took a defeat to Catholic first game of the season. But I kind of feel like you lost, put up 46 points, but the next 3 games you got rolling when y'all was in the high 70s, 80s. So I feel like there's a lot of basketball, transition from football to basketball going on. Can you tell us a little bit about your first 4 games of the season?
Yeah, so we go over to Catholic on 2 days of practice. 2 days of practice because we get the football players back on Friday, and then we practice Saturday, and then we had a scrimmage already set up. So we scrimmage Monday, Jamboree Tuesday, practice Wednesday, game at Catholic Thursday, and then game Friday.
No rest for the football guys.
No rest at all. And so we went in, and we were about 2 steps slow, closing out to their shooters. Their shooters got off to a hot start. They made 5 out of their first 7 3-point shots, and that was pretty much the tell of the tape. And then like I said, then you get to pushing and you're pressing and you're already out of shape, and then the rest was history. Lost it in, but shout out to Coach Gabe Blair, what he's doing over there. He's got those guys believing they're flying around playing harder than I've seen them play in a while over there. And then the next night we played Carnes, kind of picked it up. Then again, there you have it. You go right into the weekend, practice Saturday, shoot around Sunday, and then Monday you play a tough Sevier County team. And we were able to pressure them into some mistakes, and we got up as much as 20. About gave that one away, but Coach Wright does a good job over there. They're a good team. Then Tuesday we beat Gibbs, and he's doing a good. Coach Large is doing a good job over there with those guys. And then Wednesday, we lost to Hardin Valley. It was, back and forth. Then they go on a run, and again, that's those the football legs, trying to get to basketball, turning it over. And then they're a really good 3-point shooting team also. So they kind of mirrored Catholic in that regard. And they hit some threes, and, they ended up winning that game by 9. And now we're going into, another game on a Monday. Tomorrow night against a Central team who's very tough, scrappy. Have 2 good guards, J.D. Harris and Reggie Jones, and have Josh Brown inside, and so it's going to be a challenge. Right now, it's going to be a challenge, but we scheduled tough. It's like I told the guys, I said, if we go 0-15 at Christmas, I said we just want to continue to improve, and when we come out of that break, where we're 100% healthy and everybody's in shape, because I feel like we play in the toughest 2A district in the state. I mean, if you look at it, there is Alcoa, defending state champ. There is Gatlinburg Pittman, who has a really good player over there in Ty Glass. We're a Division I Power 5 football player called Carlos Orr. And they were in the sub-state game last year. Then you got Oneida, who moves up from 1A, who was in a sub-state game last year, was in the state tournament 3 years ago. And then there's us, and then there's a scrappy Pigeon Forest team, and then there's a Scott West coached Eagleton team, who everybody will look over at first, but I'm telling you, they'll be well coached, well prepared, and you have one of those nights where nothing's going in, they can beat you. So night in and night out, it's going to be a dogfight. And those road trips, nobody's close to each other but Pigeon Forge and GP. So it's going to be something to see. And when you look at our schedule, like I said, you got Catholic, who was in state tournament large division last year. Webb, who was in state tournament large division. CAK, who was in a sub-state game, small division private. Then, like I said, you got West, who was in a sub-state game. Central, who was in a sub-state game. Sevier County, who was in the state tournament. Chattanooga Tyner, who was in a sub-state. So, we're playing the best of the best, not running from anybody, but I think that's what it takes to go down the stretch and win it. Because you can't be in a situation where you didn't play quality opponents, and then the next day, you get in a tournament game, maybe you're not playing well offensively or even defensively. You've got to not be freaked out. You've got to be prepared, and your mind will tell you. You always revert back to your training. Hey, we've been here before.
Yes, sir.
We've been here before.
Yes, sir.
And so that's what we try to do this year, and I'm excited about where we're going to go. And you got to look right now. Shane's coming off football. Everybody knows what he has done. And right now, with an athlete like him, everybody expected him to come in and score 30 right off the bat.
40 points right after a playoff football game.
And like I told him, I said, son, you're going to have to pace it. You're going to have to pace it. Right now, things are a little long. They're short. The touch isn't exactly where it needs to be. But, he's going to get there. We're not worried about him. We got some young pieces around him, and Justin Pruitt, a sophomore guard, who can really sit down and guard. Condis Cherry, freshman who right now is leading us in scoring and assists.
Yeah.
The guy plays hard on both ends of the floor. Juwan Troutman is much improved. DeMarcus Allen has come in. Him and DeCorian Brown helps us from the football athletic side of it. So I'm really excited about what these guys can put together. But it's going to take every single day. You got to have your hard hat on and ready to work.
Yes, sir. I want to talk a little bit about the Catholic Loss Coach. I asked Shane as well. I kind of keep up with Catholic. I got 2 sons that go there. Coming into that game, I felt like you guys was the favorite because y'all beat them last year with a stronger Catholic team, I felt, with DeAndre Lindsey and company. So can you kind of talk to us a little bit about how that game kind of got out of hand for you guys? I know you were just coming back from football and stuff, but you kind of talk to me about how that game got out of hand because I felt like you guys were the favorites coming in.
Well, one, you knew player personnel. Like I said, you won a year ago, and you were the underdog.
Yep.
So then you have kids that feel like, oh, well, DeAndre's not there, Alex isn't there,
Yep.
Quincy's not there. So they feel like you're just going to walk in there and they're going to hand it to you.
Yep.
Well, now they have a new coach, not from here,
Yep.
who has a lot to prove. And so, they got, just being honest, they got after us.
Yep.
Like we did them a year ago. They got after us, and we didn't answer the bell. Yes, they shot the strings off of it, but we didn't answer the bell. They hit us in the mouth first, and we weren't able to recover.
Yep.
And so, like I said, hats off to them. Those guys, I mean, they done the scrappy stuff. They were first to the floor, beat us on the offensive boards, stuff that we shouldn't have trouble with. But
Yes, sir.
when you go in and you overlook an opponent,
That's what happened.
that's what happens. And a lot of times, it's addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Now, instead of having a 6'8" Lindsey, a 6'9" Alex, now they have to rely on each other, and they're playing hard
Play
for
harder,
each other,
yeah.
and knowing that they just don't have that covering. So they have no choice but to play hard for 32 minutes. So, hats off to them.
Yes, sir.
That's what happened there.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow night, first home game. Second year as a coach. I know you kind of said last year in the opener you guys kind of got upset, right? What can you tell the fans, and what do you expect the fans' energy to be tomorrow night, first home game at Austin East?
Well, I expect it to be high. I expect it to be high. They have high expectations, and they deserve that, and we're going to uphold our end of the bargain. We want to be the hardest playing team out there, so we're going to come out, we're going to get after you, we're going to share the ball. We're going to, love on each other. We're going to show people that we've turned the curve to where we're not individuals. We're a team. And like I said, this community has been behind us since we got here a year ago, and we expect the same. I expect a good sellout crowd.
Yeah.
Like I said, Central's under a new coach. Coach Huey's doing a good job with those guys over there. And, they're addition by subtraction. Bozeman's not there.
Yeah.
Like I said, J.D. Harris and Reggie Jones, they both have stepped their game up. So, it's going to be a good matchup. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the challenge that they're going to bring, but we're going to be up for the challenge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Roadrunner fans, come out tomorrow. What time y'all play, Coach?
7:30.
7:30.
JV game starts at 4:30. Boys JV, girls to follow at 6, and then boys varsity at 7.
Yes, sir. Coach, expect the energy to be high out there tomorrow, so Roadrunners come out and support first home game of the season.
Coach, let's talk about, I know you talked over about Shane earlier. Tell me, how is it? I mean, it got to be wonderful, coach, to have a guy when things break down, nothing work out, you can just kind of give him the ball and he can create and make something out of nothing.
Oh, yeah. To have a guy like that on your side, it makes things a lot easier sometimes. We'll rewind back to the Catholic game. The Catholic game, we're getting beat. We made our run, and we foul, and they go up, and they make one of two, which puts them up 1 point. And so as they're doing that, Shane's there, and I said, well, what do you want to do? You want me to call timeout and draw something up, or do you want to be the best player in the city and shut it down? He's like, if he misses it, he said, just give me the ball. Well, they missed it. He got the ball. He goes in there, and he made the play. He hit a wide open Jackson Young because, of course, anytime a guy like that drives, you're going to have at least 2 to 3 set of eyes at him. And he made the right play. He could have went up with the floater, done anything. And that's the thing that I will say about him. People look at certain things, but I'm telling you, he does a whole lot for his teammates, and especially once he builds that trust up with them. You know, he don't care to shut the ball, because that could have been a moment right there. A sophomore, you know, hey, it's my time to shine. I'm gonna hit this floor. I'm gonna do it. But then he drove in there, and like we teach, you know, there's a difference between a driver and a penetrator. The driver just goes in there aimlessly. A penetrator sees where the help comes from and makes him pay, and he did. You know, but I said a lot of times when we went into the locker room after the game was over, I said the difference between this game, between them and us, was we had 5 and they didn't. You know, and that makes it a lot easier.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know, you know, with the addition of Shane, you know, you get his brother this year. I know you heard before you actually got him on the practice floor. I know you probably heard a lot of things about him. Is what you heard is what you get out of Candace?
Oh, it is. Yeah. Candace he is a basketball player. He makes the game easy for everybody. He gets everybody involved. He can score it. He can pass it. But I'm telling you, like, I revert back to the Sevier County game. I mean, he goes in there and 3 times in a row pickpockets their point guard. He goes in there and got us going. You know, that energy he brings. You know, he don't say a whole lot, but he brings it. He's a competitor. If I had to say anything, he's a basketball, but he's an even better competitor. You're never gonna see him quit. And like you said, those two coexisting has been a little difficult. Big brother want to tell little brother what to do, but they also them playing the same position. But it speaks a lot for Shane how he has matured. And he said, you know, as long as he's taking care of it, he's not turning it over. He said, I don't mind to go to the 2. And so that's been good. So we played them together a whole lot. And you know, when you got 2 guys like that can break a defense down, that makes you just that much better.
Sure do. Just talking to Shane though over this course of the year, you can see him maturing. And then like the way the game's played now, if you the big player, you take the shot no matter what. You know, that's how we kind of look at it. You know, I'm gonna watch countless of LeBron games where he passed the ball and we mad at him.
Right.
You know, but that's the right play. So I do think Shane is maturing as a player and growing. What other players do you feel like are stepping up and maturing as players this year?
I feel like Juwan Troutman thus far. He's doing really well. He's competing. He's sticking his nose in there. He's better on the boards already. He's putting the ball in the hole better already. Very proud of him. Also, like I said, DeCorian Brown, which we call him Nuke, and DeMarcus Marco Allen. Those guys, they're much improved handlers and shooters. We always knew that they could rebound and defend very well at a high level. But they're getting to where now you have to honor them. You have to go out there and guard them. And Justin Pruitt, sophomore guard, you know, he's getting better as the days go, as well as we had a transfer come in, DeMarcus Johnson, and he's giving us, you know, the good stuff. You know, he'll knock down a shot, but he'll get on the floor, he'll take a charge, he can actually move his feet. He doesn't look that part, but he can get out there and he can guard a guard. So you know, those guys give us a whole lot, and I'm excited about the development of those guys, the younger guys, to go along with what we have with Shane. Like I said, don't worry, he'll be just fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys are 3-2. Is that regular season or is that counting tournaments as well?
Yeah, everything we've played thus far has been
5 games
Hall
total?
of Fame and the Thanksgiving Classic over at Alcoa.
So
this will be our first
regular season game. Okay, so out of those 5 games, Coach, what areas of improvement do you feel like you can make going forward?
I think we have to protect the ball a lot better. You know, sometimes, you know, we get to where we want to make the home run play, and you've got to deal with that when you have players the caliber we do handling the basketball. But we've got to protect the basketball better. I feel like we've got to protect the paint better defensively, and we have to attack the offensive glass a little bit better. I think if we can clean those things up, if we get better 1% each day on those things, I feel like we'll be a championship caliber team.
Yes, sir.
So I got one more question. I'm gonna let you get back to practice. I asked Shane this too. Y'all played for them last year 4 times, but each time you played them, you know, it was a more competitive game. And,
Sure it was.
And I feel like I had a chance to get 2 of those for sure. What do y'all feel I got to do to get over the hump to even this rival out and win?
Well, the thing about it is, like I said, they're a program. So when they come in, like I showed our guys last year after we played them that 4th time, we went back to film and we clipped it from each game. I said it didn't matter what the score was. You never saw those guys when they were on defense. They were all in a defensive stance. They were all talking. You know, they didn't care who scored.
Yeah.
And you know that's remarkable
That's
because
tough to
you
beat.
have 3 guys over there that anybody would love to have,
Yeah.
and they've been through the fire.
Yeah.
You know, they've started as freshmen. They've done it, and then you know people say that they got the best freshman in the city. So you add Nick Steen to that. They have 4 guys that can put the ball in the hole.
Yeah.
But I still feel like you have to be tougher than they are. I feel like we can score with them. I feel like we're as athletic, if not even more athletic. But the deal is they make the unselfish, nasty plays. And can we be tougher than them for 32 minutes? That's what got us. We may have done it. There's a few times we've done it for 25. We've done it for 30 minutes. And those 2 fell apart. So I feel like that's what you have to do to even that rivalry out. Because like I said, that's a good team over there. You know, defending state champs. And I expect them to go back down there again and defend the title. They're a really good team. But I feel like, you know, if we can just change our mindset, you know, it's not about I have to have 25 versus
His
their
30,
guy.
yeah.
No, if we just come out there and we play together and we're more gritty than they are, I feel like we can even that rivalry.
Yes, sir. Well spoken, Coach. Well spoken, man. Yes, sir.
Coach, now let's get back to work, man.
I appreciate
Good luck
you
with
guys
tomorrow
coming out.
night.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
And,
Yes, sir.
You know, we're definitely gonna be around to catch a couple games. Hopefully, we can do some live.
Yeah, hopefully we can get back and do some
Yeah.
live within the
live,
live.
do some interviews after the game or something like that. If it's cool
Appreciate
with you.
that. Appreciate that.
But we're in the lab, Coach Rock.
Hey, Coach O.
The next week, we out.
We out of there.
Y'all know what time it is. You just tuned in the lab with Coach Rock and O. East Tennessee High School Sports Podcast. Bringing you all the exclusive interviews with some of the hottest players coming out of high school and the coaches from around the country here. Make sure you like and share this podcast. And stay tuned in each week. But enough of this. Let's get it.
Welcome to In the Lab.
Coach Rock.
Coach O.
We're here at Austin East with Mr. Point Guard, shooting guard, do it all, Shane Cherry. What's going on?
Eastside landlord, baby.
What's going on this year? I know y'all sitting at 3-2. How y'all feel going into the season so far?
We good. We gotta work on a couple things. That's it, really.
You think a lot of right now just getting y'all legs back in from football season?
Yeah, we came straight off football. Game next day. Really no practice or nothing. We ain't really had practice. Straight games.
Yeah.
1 or 2 days of practice.
Yeah, that's tough coming straight from football, going straight into basketball with no rest, no practice, no nothing, man. That's tough. I applaud you for that.
You know, last year was your first season with your head coach. What have you seen from last year to going into early this season? What have you seen some difference in what y'all got going on?
Like we got a couple new players, but we lost a couple guys last year. Everybody just getting like used to it. You feel me? Getting back into it. That's really it right now.
What do you feel like your weakest point on the team is? Like, say for example, Golden State. Everybody know they've been playing small ball and winning with the small ball, so they really never had a big man. But it's starting to play effect to them right now, and they seem like they need a big man. What is it? Something that you feel like you guys are missing, or the missing piece to get you guys over the hump?
Really just like playing like a whole game, like take a couple plays off, you feel me, do certain things.
Mm-hmm. So you feel like you got all the pieces in order, y'all just
Yeah,
got to
we good.
play
Yeah, we
hard.
just got it, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, y'all dropped the first game against Catlett. Like I said, you know, y'all just got out of football. They had no practice, jumped right into the game. But you were seeing that, like, y'all went on a 3-game winning streak where you went from scoring 46 from Catlett, and then y'all, you know, got 70, 80. Is that just y'all getting in rhythm and there's more practice time, or how you feel about that?
Yeah, everybody just getting back into it, get back in the rhythm.
I want to talk about that Catholic loss a little bit because I kind of keep up with Catholic since my guys go there. What do you feel was the main reason you guys got beat against Catholic other than football? Because I felt like last year you guys beat them and they was a little stronger with DeAndre Lindsey and company. So I felt like Catholic was better last year and y'all beat them. So what was the kind of difference this year?
I think since we won last year, we came in like we already got us one. I think they came with more like a chip on their shoulder, ready to play.
Yep. Because when I heard DeAndre was going to Oak Hill, shout out to DeAndre as well. When I heard he was going to Oak Hill, I was like, Catholic gonna be kind of down this year, but they came out pretty high.
Yeah, they still got a couple good players, good team. They solid.
Okay.
Going into, I know y'all got who y'all got next Central?
Yeah, Central tomorrow.
But y'all don't, I know y'all looked at your schedule. I know some of the tougher games that y'all have, like in the district, like with Fulton and some of them teams, they like in January.
Yeah, they farther down.
Do you like the schedule being pushed up that late where you can kind of get some continuity with the guys and learn the guys, some new players? I know you got your brother coming up from 8th grade to playing varsity. So tell us a little bit about that.
It's good. He doing his thing right now. You feel me? Then pushing the games back. It's really just like coach pushing it back. By Christmas, we feel me? After the break, we already into it. So the tougher games it'll be just regular games for us.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, you're the first player in Austin East history, the youngest player in Austin East history to reach 1,000 points, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Think your brother got a chance of tying that or breaking that?
How he's scoring right now, yeah, but he gotta get 50 balls. So you feel me? Just to boost him
Oh, you
ahead.
put up a couple 50s your freshman year, did you?
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
40s, you gotta have one of them.
Do you think I know y'all both play a high level AAU with B Mags, shout out B Mags and everything doing. You think that has prepared him and you as coming this season? Because I see some of the best players in the country. So when y'all get to high school, it's kind of like a walk in the park.
Yeah, it's definitely like, you feel me, set us up for high school because we already played against the best now. When we just come and, real games, we already, no pressure or nothing. So,
Yes, sir.
Good coach.
All right. First, I want to I want to congratulate you guys on your football season and welcome back to the show as well. But speaking of football a little bit, you got your guys to the second round of the playoffs, put the team on your back, put up crazy numbers. I just want to ask you as a fan, because I'm a fan of yours, I watch you and I like the show you putting on. You're one of the most electric players on the basketball court and the football field. Are you exhausted? Are you tired? Like, how do you feel coming straight from football to basketball?
No, I wasn't really tired. I just had to get back into it. Like, it was, you feel me, straight. I don't really be losing. It just was getting back in and just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. See, football, you might get a break after we score. You might take me a couple minutes. Basketball, just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, because over the years, we don't see a lot of athletes that's actually putting up the numbers you're putting up and then going right to basketball and kind of doing the same thing. I think Marcellus was one of the guys that kind of did it last year. Like when I watched Fulton games, he was getting beat up and he was putting the team on his back, then turn around and go right to basketball and go all guys like you, which is tough to me. So I applaud you guys, man, for coming straight from football to basketball, man, for sure.
Those world highly noted that you want the top recruited guys in the area. What makes Austin East so special? Because I know you had the opportunity to go to Oak Hill and some of the good prep schools. I know they ask you all the time, but what makes Austin East so special for you to want to stay here and do it with your guys at home?
Man, it's just like the love is here. You feel me? Anything you need, whatever they like. You feel me? They care about the kids for real, so that really plays a big part in it.
Yeah. What would be a message of yours? For example, some people and parents think nowadays you got to go here to get recruited. You got to do this to get recruited. Then here you are, hometown kid, stayed at home, stayed the path, stuck with it. Now you get recruited as one of the top guards in your class, and you did it by staying home and staying loyal. What can you say to the people out there that's watching that's kind of don't know what to do or still trying to figure out what they need to do with their careers?
I mean, like, if you good, they gonna come find you. It don't matter. It might not be the best, the top school, but school always gonna find you because the school always need a player. Like, you might need you feel me? He might not be able to play up here, but he might be good for this level or this level. So,
Yeah, yes,
Do you feel like you get most of your recognition through the AAU circuit over more than high school?
Yeah, definitely, because you play like we get three or four sessions where it's all college coaches we playing.
Yeah, you're playing in front of college coaches, yeah. You
So,
can't,
AAU definitely play a big part too. Play AAU definitely. But, you feel me?
You know, I know the big game for y'all is Fulton, and you know, last year y'all played what three times? Four times. And I noticed each time y'all played, you know, y'all was getting closer and closer to getting them off. You think you got enough pieces, and you think y'all ready to get over there and help and take them guys out this year?
Man, we trying for sure, definitely.
it's gonna be a good battle. I'm gonna definitely be it all.
For sure. We're gonna try to hopefully come in and shoot some live.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Definitely get
show,
some
man.
live footage.
Tell us about some of your supporting cast. I know when people hear Austin East, first thing they think is you. You know, and a lot of times, that's all they think about is you. But I know it's more than just you to make this show run. Tell us about some of the guys you go to war with on a daily basis.
Marco, Jackson, Trout, you know, little brother down, D-Mark, Nuke. It's a lot of guys that like play a big part. It ain't just me. Everybody got their own thing they do. You feel me? So we all in together.
You know, shout out to all them guys, because it is easy to get caught up when you turning on the prep extra or the news and you dunking and putting up 30. So, you know, shout out to the role players as well, for sure.
When you go into the game, do you feel like do you go in the attack mode to take some of the pressure off some guys, or you're the type of guy to kind of let the game come to you to feel the game out? And
Me just let it come to me, see what's going on, because you know I might not have a shot, and they might me being me, and everybody focus on me. They might get some open looks and stuff like that. So.
With your brother being a point guard as well, does he take added pressure off of you at the point guard position? Does it give you a chance to come down and spot up, or you know, how do you feel in that sense?
Yeah, just because he can do like the same thing as me, so whatever I'm not doing, I know he can pick up on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With y'all training together and working out together, like I see videos throughout the year where y'all always in the gym together. It seems like y'all leave football practice and go straight to the gym. Knowing that you got a guy with you beside you as your brother that put in the work and you put in, do it make it comfortable for you to give up them shots?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he shoot it, I don't really be tripping about it because I know he make these shots. I see him do it, so like, you feel me?
Yep.
What's up?
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how that, you know, I know that's your brother and y'all been, you know, like it since y'all was younger, but it's always interesting to see on the court, because to me, I look at you like a ball dominant guard. Not that you always want to have the ball. I think you need to have the ball in your hand, and as a coach, I feel like that's the game plan, get you the ball. So with your brother being able to take some pressure off of you, giving a defense a different look with you spotting up, I feel that's going to help you guys this year.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
So you know, we're gonna let you get back to practice because I know you got stuff to work on this week. What can the fans expect? I know you know Christmas tournament, so I know that the schedule being playing early. Sometimes y'all play in the morning, so but you know it's about to go back to the regular schedule. So what can the students and the fan base right here expect from Austin East basketball this year?
A lot of wins, trying to get that, you feel me, that gold ball like them behind us. We trying to do that.
Yes, sir.
You got anything else coming?
I think we asked you this in football as well, but I want to know kind of how you feel, who you compare it to on the court, NBA, college. Who do you kind of compare your game to? Because when I see you, I kind of think like Maxey from the Sixers.
Yeah,
you dunk all that, so I kind of look at you like a Maxey. How do you feel? What player, you know, would you say you most similar to? AI.
They be saying,
But AI ain't dunking like him though.
They be saying,
I mean, he did in his younger career. He was, you know, once you get older, man, you gotta rise up. You know what I mean?
You
They
do.
were telling me like AI, like smaller guard, fast twitch, you like rise up, score wheels. So you feel me, stuff like that.
Yeah, AI definitely was an elite scorer, and you are as well, man. We're gonna be watching you, and appreciate you coming back on the show, man.
Appreciate you.
All right,
Thanks
y'all.
for the lab.
Y'all know what time it is? You just tuned in the lab with Coach Rocket O. East Tennessee High School Sports Podcast. Bringing you all the exclusive interviews with some of the hottest players coming out of high school and the coaches from around the country here. Make sure you like and share this podcast.